you guys, welcome back to my YouTube. So today I'm back with another episode of my favorite top 5s, and today we're talking eyeshadow. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So the first eyeshadow palette that I really love is by Profusion, and this is the Amber Eyes palette. If you're subscribed to my channel and you've been watching my videos, you know that I love this palette. I've talked about it so much and I've worn it more than a few times in my videos. The reason that I love this palette is because it's so affordable, yet it's so beautiful. You can find this palette at Target, Walmart. That's where you'll find the Profusion brand. Not only do I love the size of this palette, I love the packaging. Black with a beautiful rose gold, which you guys know is my favorite color. And then you open it up and you've got this selection of gorgeous colors. Look at this pop of fiery red color. It's so gorgeous. I want to say this palette was maybe $10, and they even include a brush in their palettes, and this is a pretty decent brush. It's got good quality. I keep it in with the rest of my brushes because it's such a good quality. It's not your typical drugstore eyeshadow palette brush. You know, when it comes to drugstore palettes, they normally like to stick those little spongy eyeshadow ones in there. This brush is really good for the price, and again, the palette is just so gorgeous. All-time favorite everyday palette. I really like it. It's such a good size. You can throw this in your travel bag and go. The next palette that I really love is actually one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I ever received in a subscription box. I want to say it came in my first ever BoxyCharm, the Grandois palette. I think it is pronounced Beauté because it has an accent over the E, or is it Ace Beaut? I don't know. I would say Ace Beauté. The packaging is gorgeous on this. Look at that. The reason I really love this palette is because of the size. I like to travel with this palette. I've taken it with me on trips before. When you open it up, look at the color story. It's gorgeous. It's got beautiful mattes in here, few shimmers. This is my all-time favorite color story, and you can kind of see how similar it is to the Profusion palette. I love these warm tones with a pop of color, highlight colors, this beautiful copper shade to go all over the lid, this lovely matte. Just such a good palette, and the size is perfect. The quality is good. Another palette that I highly recommend. The next palette that I really love is the Sigma and Beauty Bird collab, the Dream palette. When I open it, you're gonna know why I love it. Look at this. You can grab and create any type of eye look with it because it's got your warm tones, pops of color. It's got your 2 highlighters on the end, lots of mattes, lots of shimmers, good transition shades, just a very well balanced palette. Then you've got your black here to create your smoky eye looks. Just so good. And then they include a dual-ended brush in the palette as well. You got a blender on one end and an all over the lid brush on the other. And this is just a really good palette. If I could take any palette with me to create any type of eye look that's small, that includes a brush, it's gonna be this one. I love palettes that include brushes. This is such a gorgeous palette. The quality is great. It's got the mirror, the rose gold. I love the packaging. Great palette. If you haven't tried it, I don't know if it was limited edition or not, but you should get your hands on it. This next palette is a Morphe palette. You guys know I had to include Morphe, and this is their 39A palette. I love this palette. Just look at these gorgeous colors in this palette. Don't mind this one. We had a fallout issue, but there's still a little bit left, and that's all that matters. But look at these colors. It's color, but it's muted down enough to where your everyday girl can wear this palette. It's got all of your beautiful warm tones, and then it's got all of your transition shades in the bigger pans because you're going to use these more, right? And then you got your pops of color, lots of shimmers, lots of mattes. So gorgeous. Wonderful palette, and I actually highly recommend this palette. This is one of those palettes that you can grab if you grab any one palette, and you can use it forever because you can create so many good looks with it. And my 5th favorite palette, and I think you guys knew that this was coming, the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collaboration, the original Jaclyn Hill palette, because this palette is just so gorgeous. I literally feel like Jaclyn took all of her years of makeup artistry and every great color that she's ever used in her career, and she took the best of the best and stuck it in this palette. This palette includes so many great warm tones because that's where she lives, and that's really where the everyday type of makeup look lives, in the warm tones. But then you've got these pops of color, a lot of deep browns, shimmers, mattes. This palette is such a good palette. Highlight colors up here. I feel like if I had to choose any one palette to work with and it was the only palette that I could use, this would be the palette that I use. It's a good size. It's not overly big. It includes so many good colors. Morphe is extremely affordable. If I had to choose any palette out of all of the palettes that she's created thus far, it'd definitely be this one. And this was actually the first eyeshadow palette that I ever purchased, so I really think that this was a good buy. So these are my top 5 favorite palettes that I've really been loving, that I really recommend to you if you do not have any of them. If you love any of these colors or were thinking about trying out some new palettes, these are great palettes to try. If you want to try some new eyeshadow looks, if you don't have any of these palettes, they're great palettes and so affordable. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up, smash the like button, comment below if you have any of these palettes or if you want to try any of them. If you're new here, my name is Brittany. I love makeup, skincare, hair care. I also do lifestyle videos, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you in the next video.